Hey, my name is Badass Benny and welcome to my channel. If you're an ACE, AMAC, and sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it won't cost you a penny to like and subscribe and to share worldwide. And please leave a comment down below on the video. Today we're going to talk about HSP. And that stands for Highly Sensitive Person. And I have been diagnosed with that, or just I've been called many different names, like Indigo Child, there's different Star Child, Star Seed, there's all kinds of names. But on a psychological level and medical, psychiatric and all that, this is legitimate. And in the DSM, I'm sure. And there's a person, a singer, songwriter, her name is Alanis, Alanis Morissette. She's a Canadian-American singer, and she helped produce a film called Sensitive, the Untold Story. And 1 in 5 people in over 100 other species has HSP. And it's something that is true and there and legitimate. And this was in 2015. And I wanted to share with you also, I'm a Reiki practitioner, so Karuna Reiki, and I've been doing that for over 20 years. And my mentors are Dr. June Estelle. She was a parapsychologist professor at UC Berkeley, and she passed away. So I'm one of her students, and also Dr. Louise Bergen. She was a spiritual studies professor at a local community college, and she introduced me to Dr. Bergen, or Dr. June Estelle, and you know, we made friends out of the college, and she was my best friend. She was a master of nuns. It's like she was the head of all the nuns, and she took a vow of poverty. And yeah, she died of pancreatic cancer some years ago, and I miss her. I'm the elder now, and we call it the, I have another thing here. I'm an Elohimer, and it's under my old name. I call it my dead name. But here, you know, I'm an Elohimer. And it just says Elohim Center for Transformational Studies, and it just says I'm certified and has satisfactorily completed the requirements to be a certified facilitator for the Illuminated Minds seminars. And there's a book out there called Illuminated Minds, and that's my mentor's book. I suggest it. And because I'm an HSP person, I get flack today because some people don't. Some people are atheists. Some people don't believe there's a world beyond this reality. Some people don't believe in HSP, or people who are psychic or intuitive and that they see things. And so there, I have been seeing, I don't know what you want to call them, visions since I was 6, since I was a kid, as long as I can remember. And the first time I saw a spirit was around 6, and I was in Lake Tahoe, Kings Beach, and with my mom and stepdad Vern, and we were at a cabin, and I was a kid that was always taking off, exploring, and I went into this cabin, and I shut the door, and inside the cabin there was like this writing, like a letter on the door, and it was burnt around the letter. And then all of a sudden, boom, I see this face. and it was like a white man, just his head. It was like a white man with a beard, a mustache. It wasn't Jesus Christ. But, and it scared the crap out of me. I ran. And I never spoke of it again until I was in my 30s, until I came in the Indian community, the Native American community here, and talking with the elders, and it was like matter of fact to them, and I wasn't crazy. These are things I couldn't talk to my mother about. It made her uncomfortable, or basically we didn't talk about pretty much anything. It was brief, and now, it's the relationship between my mother and I has gone to where she's defaming my character with my little brother and my sister-in-law. They separated now, but they've been together, high school sweethearts. But however, they really hurt me. Because a friend came to me, we saw each other, I haven't seen her in years, and I saw her like the other day, at Care Court, and she's like, I'm a friend of Melody's, and I'm a friend of your mom, Linda, and I'm like, what? I said, I haven't talked to Mel for years, and the only one question she's ever asked me, was ridiculous, but we didn't talk, and we never did. There was always like I was the black sheep of the family. There's something wrong with me. I broke my neck at 30, and basically my mom helped out to some degree, and my brother a lot, and Melody, where they took over, and I'm the parent. I'm still alive, but I got a broken neck, and I'm laid up. And so there was always kind of this tension between my brother and I, like, hey, I don't want my son watching those video games, those violent ones, the adult ones when they came out. My son, it was like fighting over a game, and he would take off and get pissed and go I'm going to see Uncle da-da-da-da. Like, go ahead. So, my kids have gifts too as well, and I think because of the way my mom and my brother think that because they picked up a lot of their behaviors and listening to them. The only way most of the time I talk with my mom or my little brother, is through my kids. They're adults. That's how my mom and my brother find out things about me. They don't talk to me directly. And it's sick. It's toxic. And that's my mom. So my mom's doing this to discredit me, to make me look crazy, to make me look like I'm crazy. Because I remember as a teenager, after the kidnapping rape, my mother, I was grounded for a month in my trailer. I was just grounded for a month. And my mom was having this discussion with me, and it's been very difficult for me to explain it, the feeling, and so at that time I was a teenager, and she brought up about, in our family we have a mental illness, we have someone who was crazy, a cousin of hers, and he went to Tennessee to the like a mental health facility institution, and he scared her, and and she was didn't like being around him, but she was saying things like that to me, and then talking about the local community, the local county behavioral health, and how it wasn't good, and talking to me like this, and making me, at that time, I just remember going, oh my God, my mom's going to put me away. She scared me. I've been scared of my mother most of my life, and to this day, and this is why. You know, she got my brother. We hardly ever talk. She's always narcissistic. She put a wedge between us all these years. Even through the Big Boys and Big Brothers program, she got him a sister. You know, that was hurtful because they couldn't find a male. That's bullshit. You know, even so, I'm like, I'm right here. I'm trans, but I'm right here. You know, I didn't come out back then because my mom's transphobic, homophobic. I don't ever recall her taking me to the doctor. When my ears had fluid in them, she would warm up some lemon and I would lay on the ground, put my head to the side with a towel, and she would warm up the water and the lemon and take one of those baby snot things, you know, with newborns you can get the boogers out or whatever. So she used that to put in my ear, and it felt so good. But I've had many ear infections at that time, you know, getting the water around my area. And water in the ears is very painful. You can't hear. I have scarring in my ears. I just learned in my 50s I have a hearing impairment. And I've been reading lips and not understanding what people are saying. Missing words. And I remember talking about it with my mom. But she has a thought process where if someone says, she says neurological, if someone says, don't take out the garbage, she won't hear the don't. And I said, that's very frustrating because I've been having problems like that at work. I can't hear, you know, but it's different. It's because she didn't take me to the doctor. She didn't give me antibiotics, too. And for some reason, I was going to have ear surgery. I was a Kaiser kid. My dad had... So I had to hitchhike with Vern, my stepdad, because we didn't have a car, to Sacramento. It was me and Vern. And I'm grateful for him for taking me. I miss him. I miss my stepdad, talking to him. He helped me get out of a domestic violence situation. And he listened to me about my ex, you know. So my mom is trying to make me out as crazy, and I don't care. I mean, I don't care about what other people think anymore. It's a codependency thing. I just don't care. I don't care if you don't believe me or not. But I can tell you I've been through a lot on supernatural stuff, and it's freaky, and like if someone touches me sometimes, I can see things. So like one time my physical therapist, I was in my 30s, and I told myself in my 30s that if things come up, I'm just going to tell people. You know? And I've had some positive and negative, you know, feedback. Like, you know, one was like, anyway, I forget all my stories sometimes, and that's part of complex PTSD, or I go around. I can go, sometimes I can speak really fast, so I can do many subjects at one time, think about different things. And complex PTSD is a head injury. It's not like PTSD. It's different. It's having one trauma after the other constantly, and you cannot get out of being safe. You can't you don't feel safe ever. And you're like, I was like the ever ready bunny you see on the TV, just going until I did EMDR, and I stopped. You know, I was like in my 40s. And so I am a psychic and intuitive. This is what I do. So like when people touch me, I remember now, my physical therapist, I saw a little boy with sunglasses, blonde hair. I could draw a picture of it. And jeans, and then I saw Mr. Kool-Aid. You know, I don't drink Kool-Aid. My mom never let me drink Kool-Aid, or I hadn't had a soda pop until I was a teenager, or have coffee till I was an adult. And, I wasn't allowed to cut my hair. I had to ask permission to give hugs to my mom. Sometimes if I put my hand on my mom's leg, she would freak out. She has her own stuff that she has not looked at. And because of it, you can they call it projecting. So I feel like sometimes a lot of therapists, if they haven't done their inner work, can project onto their patients or onto their family and friends and everybody. And so that's why we all have to do the inner work. You can't just run away from it, no matter who you are. And so I'm still feeling feelings. I talked to my ex last night, and because she knows me, and we talked about my mom. And, it's a friendship that we've kind of, and that's pretty much what it is. And at this point, and, we've been divorced for 6 years, 5 years now, maybe. So, and I told when I saw Mr. Kool-Aid and all that, right, I told the physical therapist. And the physical therapist said, well, that's my son. And he's 3 years old, and he loves Kool-Aid. So that's what I'm talking about. One time I was in a 12-step meeting, and I was holding a guy's hand. And all of a sudden, I see him getting raped. He must have been 12 years old or something. He was being raped. And I'm like, I don't want to see this stuff. I want to see this stuff. But it's a gift. And my little brother and my mom and Melody are making me out as crazy. And my friend Maria, that's what it is. Afraid, a fear. So I think people who are AMAC survivors can be highly sensitive too. And I was researching this before I left RCI, where I worked. I was researching about psychic intuitiveness and sexual assault. So these are my stories. I know there are other folks out there like me, and I hope you speak up, because I'm feeling alone. Sometimes I wish, like in the movie Matrix, which pill you want to take. And sometimes I want to take the other pill, so I want to not remember this stuff. Like higher thinking, rising up, and I'm where I don't want to be in the unknown all the time, the void. And it can be powerful in the, growth in those situations, but I'm at this point where I'm looking for a healthy, long, a lifelong companion, a good compatibility. And I thought, well, I'm going to work on all my essay issues and not be a statistic, and and then I became all those things. And I want to let y'all know, in July, I'm hopefully going to get my front teeth all pulled out, and I'm going to have dentures put in. Because I did 2 years of vomiting till they could figure out I had GERD and gastroparesis, and it's unspecified, and I believe it is sexually assault related, because of the oral copulation. Remember, the body always remembers the abuse, and that's why you'll see oral cancers of all kinds from sexual assault. I believe it's related. So I hope this is helpful. I know it's a longer video, and People seem to like short videos, but I have to get things out this way. And I'm going to tell you, it's been hurtful. Being judged all one's life and have a friend come up I haven't seen for years going, you know, I'm friends with them and I believe what they're saying, and never coming to talk to me. One-sided. It's all one-sided. There's no discussion, there's no nothing. And that's not healthy. I don't want a friend like that who doesn't trust me or like believe in me or want to talk to me first, but believe my abuser. What are you going to do to take care of yourself today?